Okay, just doing a quick audio test. Hopefully the sound doesn't sound too bad, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, that audio did actually sound pretty bad. Tried something different, so bear with me just while I get the audio going. Okay, that audio did. Still no better. Let's see what I can do. Microphone. Let me just check if this makes any difference. Okay, I think the audio is bearable. Hope it sounds alright your end. Any feedback's always appreciated. Well, a couple of things. I'm doing another open line, so it's where I invite any of my audience to participate in the chat. Hello to Omarara. Hello, are you inside? I just wondered why there's so much static. Is it your microphone? Yes, Omarara. Hopefully, I just did a little bit of adjustment to my audio. Some reason, every live stream I do, the sound is terrible. I do apologise. This is usually as good as it gets. Let me just check how it sounds. Okay, there is a little bit of background noise. Hopefully it's bearable for you guys. Right, I'm going to put a link in the live chat where if anyone wants to pop in and say hi, share any information, anything they wants to look at, the link is in the description. Bear with me while the link is in the live chat. Join the show and say hi. I've got to say, Omarara, I'm not familiar with your username before. Are you a new viewer? Right, here is the link, and I'll try and pin that. Yeah, like I say, if anyone particularly wants to join the stream, they are welcome to. As I say, I always enjoy doing live streams, as it's a good way of interacting with the audience, with you guys. So I always think offering you the chance to pop in and say hello is a good way of taking it that little step further. There was a couple of things I wanted to look at on top of that, which we'll do as soon as we get a few people joining in. Amarera, I sent you the message regarding the fake FTM. Okay, did you send me the... Okay, sorry, I just don't recognise the name. Maybe you did it on a different username. If not, thank you for the message. Thank you for the message that you sent. I'm guessing that was on YouTube rather than on Twitter, correct? Speaking of which, I'm going to put a link on Twitter just to let people know where they can join the stream. So please bear with me a second while I do that. Alma Herrera, I do remember the video you sent me. So, yeah, appreciate that. Right, sorry guys, I'm just going to very quickly put out a tweet. I hope everyone's well. If any of you caught my live stream last week, you might remember I said my cat had been a bit under the weather. Pleased to say he is improved now. Back on his food, back eating. Right. Bear with me while I just type out. I should have done this beforehand. A bit unprepared for the stream, I'm afraid, as always. Right. I am saying on Twitter I'm starting a live stream inviting calls. Okay, that one has gone out. I can get back to focusing on starting the live stream. Yeah, Alma Herrera, I've got you. I do remember that, of course. Right, first thing I came across someone. I'm going to share my screen actually, and we'll get started. There was quite a disturbing tweet I saw. In fact, let me share and I'll show you the one. By the way, I do hope the picture quality is okay on the video and you can see the screen alright. It looked a bit blurry from my end. Okay, this was on a Twitter account, Sally, at faithful_Sally. Hi guys, this message is only for UK residents. Are you aware the NHS will be sharing out your private health records in September unless you opt out? This one nearly slipped under the radar. Share away. And we'll go to the page. Yes, this is a story about the NHS. Apparently back in, let me see, they postponed this back in March 2020. They were going to do this, they were going to do a scheme where they share everyone's NHS data, which is incredible when you consider that that's all meant to be confidential. It isn't. You have the choice to opt out, but if you don't opt out, then you're automatically in. And I think it's interesting what they say this sort of thing has been used for. Choose if data from your health records is shared for research and planning. What exactly research and planning means. Right, there have been posts on social media with false information about opting out of sharing your data with the NHS. Here's what you need to know. There is no 30 September deadline for opting out of sharing your data. You can opt out at any time. So they're saying you don't have until the 30th of September. However, something obviously happens in September afterwards if you haven't opted out at that time. I'm thinking that they're basically telling you they're going to share your information. Hello, Cynthia E. Van Dyke Melcher. Hope you guys are both in the UK and this information is relevant to you. If not, bear with me. Cynthia E. Van Dyke Melcher, again, another username I'm not familiar with, but welcome to the live stream. If you are new to the channel, you'll know my live streams aren't always the most well organised. I tend to go back and forwards on subjects. Someone will put a something in the chat that will distract me, and I'll stop. But so, yeah. Right, so NHS Digital will never sell your data. So they're saying they're not basically giving this information away. The people that are taking it aren't paying for it, but does that mean it's for free? There are strict rules about how NHS can use your data. It's only shared securely and safely. Okay. Shared data helps the NHS. It's been used to find the first treatment for coronavirus and for vaccine research. Now, I think these words are pretty important. Basically saying that they've done this before. They've shared data in the past. It has been used to find the first treatment, and also for this research, treatment research. In fact, hang on, we should be able to change that word, I believe. Your choice will be applied to, where is it? For treatment. Open there. Right. Okay, what exactly happened there? Sorry, I got rid of some of it. Right. Amura, you say they deleted your comment. What is a recent one or a previous one? Quite often with comments, if you leave links, they don't make it onto the actual underneath the video always. However, I get an email with the entire message, so I do still read it even if it doesn't get made public. So I'm believing perhaps from September they may well be sharing our information to anyone they think relevant. Could this be in a way to help push any, a lot of people are mentioning passports, treatment passports, have you possibly being restricted access to places, restricted travel is a big one I've heard. Personally, I'm not sure it's going to be such a big deal. I don't think it will ever come to it that if you haven't got a little piece of card saying you've had their treatment, that they're not going to let you get on a plane. I remember hearing that, I remember people saying and honestly believing that if you didn't put a face covering on, you wouldn't be allowed on public transport, you wouldn't be allowed in shops. Well, I do both of those things frequently and I never put a face mask on. Occasionally get asked, but shut them down straight away, just by letting them know that you don't have one or you don't want one. So just going back to the comments, Cynthia Evan Dyke, are you a new subscriber? Or welcome to the channel if you are. Right, so choose if your confidential patient information is used for research and planning. Personally, I'm going to opt out of this one. It looks quite easy. NHS Digital and Public Health. All you've got to do, you have to give them an email or a mobile phone, but this is nothing that your GP surgery haven't already got if you wish to opt out. Your NHS number, that can be found at the top of any prescription that you get, or you could ask your GP, or I'm sure you can carry on without it, although they claim not. But if you're registered with a GP, if you're not registered with a GP, it doesn't matter. Susan Byrne, hi, welcome to the live stream. Just a reminder, I am inviting people to call in on this live stream. If anyone wants to join the stream and say hello, there's a link you can go to. It is tinyurl.com/bzlive. Where is it? bzlive 0404. I'm going to pop a banner up. So bear with me while I do that. Amora, you saying you're getting comments deleted? It was about... okay. I could look for those people. Amora, is that a UK website? Or is it the same thing being done to people in different countries? Right, I'm going to make a banner. I'm using StreamYard. It's not a favourite of mine. I'd rather use OBS. But in order to invite people to join the live stream, I don't have the StreamYard makes it quite easy. So if anyone wants to come on as a guest on this live stream, just go to the tinyurl website that I'm about to put up. Join in the stream. Go to tinyurl. Right. Okay. I've got a... Sorry, bear with me. I'm just going to close my screen off for a minute. I got a video actually of my cat who has made an improvement recently. Let's see. I'll just share the video very quickly. Although last time I tried sharing a video on here, it didn't play very well. Hopefully this will be better. Right. Yeah, this is the cat who was one week it was... Oh, hang on. Was that it? Did we miss it? 1 week it was a perfectly fit and healthy cat, and then 1 week it's doing this. Lovely. It was a little game it had, where if it sees your hand up on the counter, it basically wants to jump up and attack it. It's very. And then after that we had a week where it just suddenly stopped eating, wouldn't eat anything. Aurora, it was in the UK. They previously wanted to share our medical records in the past. Perhaps it's the same story on the NHS. That one was... apparently it was postponed from March 2020. I didn't know the name it went by. It's interesting that... I mean, we could certainly have a look at that website. I opened it up. Okay, there's something going back to 2016, which has that name. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, here's a story. So it's obviously been going on longer than just this. Bear with me. NHS Care.data scheme closed after years of controversy. NHS England was criticised for poorly explaining the purpose of the scheme after more than 1 million people opted out. Not many people knew about it then. Government's controversial data NHS information sharing scheme has been closed. The decision, announced by Minister for Life Science George Freeman, follows a review into safeguards around the sharing of patient data by the National Data Guardian Fiona Caldicott. Though care data has been closed, Freeman said NHS and the government remain absolutely committed to realising the benefits of sharing information to improve patient care. Wow. First announced in 2013, the programme aimed to bring together health and social care from across the NHS for the benefit of patient care. The pseudonymous data could then be used by researchers to develop new treatments and assess performance of NHS services. Could it also be used to allow people to check whether you've had a certain treatment? Asthma, or you've opted out of the current one, or that's good to hear. Personally, it's never anything I've really given a lot of consideration to, but at the moment it seems to be interesting to see whether people will actually ask us for proof of a medical interaction. I think that's incredible. Who is a shop? I mean, what kind of shop would stop you and say, based on your medical history, we may or may not allow you in? Absolutely insane. Life is absolutely insane at the moment, of course. I'd be curious to know how it is in your part of the world. Managed it with it. Just go to tinyurl.com/bzlive0404. I can show you a video actually of what happens when you go to that website. Let's see, it's on my YouTube channel. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Amma Aurora. It looks interesting. Well, it's back basically. Let me see. I'm gonna show you a video. I did a really good video in Canada, actually. Took place in Canada, a church. Amma Aurora, you meant the old one. You're deregistered from any doctor. I take my own health. Very sensible, actually. Fortunately, I don't have a lot of interaction with my doctor's surgery, but I am registered to them. I am registered to one. I'm not sure how much of a difference it would make to my life. But yes, Joe, probably the worst I've ever felt in my life, I can say this, I know this for a fact, the illest I've ever been in my life is as a result of medication. I can tell you that much. I remember as a child, I had a abscess in my mouth and had to have it. They took me to the dentist, they extracted a tooth and gave me penicillin or some other antibiotic, and I never felt closer to death than as a result of taking antibiotics. So, yeah, of course I told the doctors or dentists this and they don't want to know that. They're not interested if you think you're allergic to antibiotics. They're not going to put it on you. Well, it's a good idea to deregister. Well, I'm not. Who am I to say that? I mean, depending on your health, of course. Right, videos. Let's see. Yeah, there's one I'll play shortly, showing that uh, where are these? Bear with me, everyone. Oh, nearly annoying. My apologies. Right. Aurora, yes, the drugs are poison. Try colloidal silver or vitamin C, etc. Yeah, I drink a lot of orange juice, actually. That has vitamin C in, doesn't it? Out of all the fruits, I'd say orange is one of the main ones. One of the, yeah, one of the few fruits that I do eat is orange or satsuma. I believe they're high in vitamins. Okay, bear with me. I'm gonna share a very cool video that I came across on Twitter. Right, I'll just share my screen. This was an interesting one by the Twitter account Viram Belato. Not a single politician in the world has died from the Rona except the one who called it out. Hashtag Tanzania. Where was the video I watched earlier? Oh, okay. Never mind, I've got a link to it. Okay, microphone for a second. I will just apologise for the delay. My computer's gone on a bit of a go slow. Yeah, everything's just stopped on the scrolling line. Thanks ever so much, Amar Aurora, for interacting in the live chat. Much appreciated. Right, is this video finally starting? You're hearing that. Unfortunately, the audio isn't coming out. That's annoying. I remember this happened once before. I don't believe you'll hear him. This happened once before. Oh, that's a shame. Why is it not working then? Okay, bear with me. I'll try again. Right. Okay, hopefully now, hopefully that should work alright.
Get out of this property. Immediately get out. Get out of this property immediately. Out. I don't want to hear anything. Out of this property immediately. I don't want to hear a word. Out. Out. Out of this property immediately until you come back with a warrant. Out. 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 Out of this property. Immediately out. Immediately go out and don't come back. I don't want to talk to you. Not a word. Out of this property. Out of this property. Immediately out. I don't care what you have to say. Out. Out. Out of this property, you Nazis. Out. Out. Gestapo is not allowed here. Immediately, Gestapo is not allowed. Out. Do you understand English? Get out of this property. Go. So go. Go. And don't come back without a warrant. Out, Nazi. Out. Out. You understand? Nazis are not welcome here. Out. And don't come back without a warrant. Do not come back without a warrant. You understand that? You're not welcome here. Nazis are not welcome here. Gestapo is not welcome here. Do not come back, you Nazi psychopaths. Unbelievable, sick, evil people. Intimidating people in a church during the Passover. You Gestapo, Nazi, communist, fascists. Don't you dare coming back here. Can you imagine those psychopaths? Passover, the holiest Christian festival in a year, and they're coming to intimidate Christians during the holiest festival? Unbelievable. What is wrong with those sick psychopaths?
Right. Yeah, I thought that was an excellent video. That is on the account James Ellie. Alma Aurora, you asked if I have a link. Is that for the... Is that... I'm not sure what that was a link for, sorry. Yeah, it's good to finally see a church that is not... good to see a church actually putting their faith in something other than the government for a change. These police seem... I mean, I'm hoping it's a legit video and not a setup. Whenever I see a load of police being filmed, it always looks a little bit staged to me. But I'm hoping this was real. It does... Yeah, the police officers seem to be finding it a bit comical, I think. They don't seem to be taking his anger too serious. That was in Canada, apparently that happened. Right, what else were we going to look at? I'm sure I had another video I was wanting to look at, bear with me. I thought this another story I thought comical that I came across. In the Telegraph. Random Games, hi, thank you for joining the live stream. Right, of course, random, yeah, thank you for sharing the information me earlier, Random Games, on Twitter, the video. I will give it a look. I know you suggested last week the video I played out to. I played it, the live stream out to, and normally at the end of the stream, just to wind down, I'd put on either someone else's video. Tonight, unless I come across something else, I'm going to put on my very first live stream. I mentioned it once before. I'm just going to replay one of my vids. Right, so apparently this is United Kingdom. If they haven't just put enough money into developing an injection, then they now have a task force put together to to create a pill. Ask if this sounds anything like ibuprofen or paracetamols. Anna Aurora, thanks for the suggestion on what was it you said? Silver or some kind? Colloidal silver. Not something I've come across. What format does that medication? I mean, in what form does that come? Is it a metal or? No problem, Random Games. Actually, there was another video that I'm going to play at some point this evening. I'll just finish up looking at this story. Right, a tablet taken to combat symptoms of the Rona is the goal of a new antiviral task force being planned by the government, it's been reported. How much money are they sinking into this? All public money as well. Isn't it curious that barely 2 or 3 years ago, only 2 or 3 years ago, the NHS in this country was sold off. We know how the government choose who to sell off these contracts to. Always involves their own people. This picture is interesting. Testing centre. It shows a massive queue for a testing centre. But a video we've got, a video I was sent by Random Games, who is in the chat now, showed the reality of what's going on at these test centres. I'll play it in a minute. Random Games, no problem, I'm playing that previous video. Right, I'll see, let me just find myself on Twitter and we'll play this video. Sorry, I'm going to clear my screen. Sorry, hide my screen for a second because I'm going into my Twitter messages. Let's see. Struggling to find it now. Where is it? Found it. Right, bear with me a second, we'll play. We'll play this next one.
Going to be approached. Sorry, say that again.
Let me check you can hear this.
Going to be approached.
Yes, you can. Random games, yeah, I'm guessing this is the video you're referring to. I know you have since sent me another video, but I haven't seen that one yet. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the video, so bear in mind, this is what the Telegraph sent pictures about. Big queues to a testing centre. What they've probably done is, that's the hot dog van, or that's the, you know what, when they do acting roles, they have like a hot food van, don't they? This is basically all the actors queuing up to get their meal in the middle of takes, but someone's just stuck a testing centre arrow pointing at them. I bet it's not for it at all. Because yeah, we'll watch this. This on the Twitter account Elmeth Fudd. I'll just play this.
I'm not allowed to film. Where's
New testing site in the virus hotspot that is Redbridge. Activity minimal, I'd say.
University of Greenwich Medway campus, a grand total of nobody sitting there doing nothing whatsoever.
Another empty COVID-19 testing facility. A school in Hastings. Let's see if we can ask some questions. Hi there, are you willing to answer some questions? Why would you not want me recording? Well, you mean the empty test site? This is the third one I've been to in 24 hours. You're all empty. But let's go up to the queue. What queue? Look, there's nobody here. Where are all the sick people?
Here in Bedford, and we're going to go and ask them a couple of questions. Well, there's no one here, as you can see.
recording?
Yeah.
Did you not record me?
Is it top secret government institute? Is that
I
So you can't tell us how many people you've got coming in every day?
It's empty. We've been here twice on 2 different occasions. There's not a single patient. Why is that?
We did get patients.
When? Are we just turning up at the wrong time?
3 days running, absolutely dead.
I've been sat here for 15 minutes. Not a single car has come in, not a single car has gone out.
Test centre in Leeds. No one here. More staff than people. Lunchtime on a Friday.
You can see it's jam-packed. My God, it's overwhelmed. Saturday afternoon.
Midday on a Saturday, and once again we are empty. There is not a single person here. So get on that hashtag. Hashtag film your test centre and hashtag where are all the sick people, and we'll keep this momentum going. This is amazing. You guys are doing great. There's going to be a lot more to come from us, so stay tuned.
The government.
Okay, the maker of that video has a channel. I actually did a shout out video to him. That was my last video I uploaded. His channel is Dissent Media. He was called Ministry of Dissent, but they shut his channel down. Yeah, very active in the seems very active and yeah, keen on getting out the truth. And he also does a live show. I think he was on this evening actually, probably clashing with me. Let me just find him, and I'll put a link in the live chat where you can find this guy. Yeah, he's got some really good videos. I'll probably play another one of his. Amarora, they have a testing hub in Hyde Park, London. It's always empty. Yeah, to be honest, everything seems empty. All I know is there is a Vaseline centre. I hope you know what I mean by that. Vaseline. treatment centre where, and I go past it fairly regularly, in Bath at a racecourse ground, and it's not like queues are definitely, it's not like cars are queuing out to get in. Yeah, I wonder if they are fudging the numbers at all on any of that. Random Game says when you're spreading the truth, you will be shut down. Yeah, it certainly seems like that. That's why, personally, I don't go into that sort of thing too much. I mean, I do look at it. I do have an opinion on it, but I tend to make videos off the subject. Yeah, you're welcome, Random. Okay. Yeah, there was one more video I was going to show from Dissent Media. I'm sure he won't mind me mirroring his videos. All credit to him. If I haven't put a link in, I will. Is that it? Okay. Oh. There, that should be the link to the guy's channel. Unless they've... Yep, there we go. Oh. Aurora, I see local sheep lying in that few gents shop near me, so... Yeah, I know plenty of people that have had it. Usually... oh, hang on. So I'm just trying to make the... Okay. Aurora says I should try starting a BitChute channel, less censorship. Yeah, I do have a 153 news channel. The link is in the description of this video. Yeah, I've seen some really good stuff on BitChute, actually. There certainly seem some good channels, good uploads on there. For me, though, I don't think my stuff gets particularly controversial. The thing I probably point out more than anything is the use of dollies being Random Games. Yes, that is the guy who does. Yeah, he's the one who went round filming all those empty test centres. Okay, right, I've been going for nearly an hour already. I am of course inviting calls if anyone wants to join the live stream and just say hello. Very simple, just go to tinyurl.com/BZLive0404. Yes, and you'll be taken to a landing page where you just have to allow permission for your video and camera, video and mic, before you actually come on. Before anyone will see you, you'd have the choice to turn off both of those things. And yeah, then I'll join you to the chat and you can say hello if anyone. Random Game says, can you talk live on BitChute? I think they do have an option. Yeah, I believe, I'm not sure actually, to be honest. I might be thinking of Twitch. I know a few people have Twitch accounts that look quite good. There are too many Trump tards and Q tards on there, but also good. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, you get a lot of them on YouTube, of course, and Twitter. Yeah, you'd think people who still believe that elections actually give them any form of, whether they're taking part in elections really makes much of a difference. Personally, I think, whenever something's almost a production of the news, then I think it should be viewed with suspicion. No live on BitChute. Yes, there is DLive. Yes, that's the other one I've heard of, DLive. Yeah, so far I've not made I've not made a channel on either of those platforms, but I may look into doing it. Like I say, so far I don't want to tempt fate, but I have managed to avoid too many community violations. Random Game says, did you see Katy Perry and his fake kid? So much fake videos of Orlando Bloom. Yeah, no, I haven't seen any recent ones. I will have a look though. Thanks for the suggestion. And it's this one, Beach Walk. I don't think we've ever seen... have we ever seen a picture of the supposed baby? And you're on DLive. And actually, I think I'll have a look for you over on DLive Run Games if I ever set up an account. Right, Katy Perry goes a beach walk with her 7-month-old baby girl, Daisy Dove. Hopefully, gotta get the ad out of the way. Believes that Katy Perry ever conceived. My computer's going really slow, unfortunately. Oh, I jumped off the subject of the pill to treat. What's really a cold and flu. Just gonna say, bear in mind, a cold or a flu, there's never really been a cure for it. All that they're doing, which they're talking of this, just to this, a pill to BS, that'd be the symptoms this pill is for. Tell me if this doesn't sound just a bit like Lemsip or cold and flu remedy. A tablet taken, but yeah, and they're putting together a whole task force. The new body will be modelled on the vaccine task force, whose actions last year underpinned the success of the current rollout. Can you really call something a success when you have to literally force people into doing it? Right, its target would be to convert the latest science on antiviral therapeutics into approved treatment available to the NHS within months, a source told the Mail on Sunday. This would be another great thing for them to have a pill that they can sell you. Oh, it's so ridiculous. Basically, what do you take when you have a cold or a flu? You maybe take paracetamol, ibuprofen, Aurora Mora, who's been in the live chat, suggested, was it colloidal silver? Again, not I'm familiar with, but could be. I would look into it. Right, currently, the drugs used to treat it are generally given once a patient has developed serious symptoms. These include dexamethasone, a cheap steroid found to cut deaths among those on ventilators by more than a third. So there's so many deaths by people on ventilators caused by ventilators that they have to give them a particular steroid called dexamethasone. Another steroid, hydrocortisone, also improves survival rates among the critically ill. Do you know hydrocortisone, the cream, is so toxic that you can't even get it on your, if you get it on your hands or skin, it actually burns away it can actually burn away the flesh. Vile, disgusting stuff. The success of the vaccine program has shown what our country can achieve, identifying and deploying cutting-edge medical treatment to save lives and beat the pandemic. That's crazy. Right, Matt, in brackets Hancock, wants to replicate the achievement. What's New Kitty S 1960 Day. Should we hear it? I've got an advert. Right, what's this advert over? Well, let's hear a product. See how well tested this product is. New substance. So it sounds ominous, doesn't it? Never know, it'd be colloidal silver, so let's not mock. Right. Okay. Enjoy.
So Solo is a charity that supports children and adults with learning disabilities and provides social and leisure activities. So this is the centre that we've got projects running from. Gary approached me about coming in, free trial, free to use to see how we get on. For me, as a business support manager, and looking at how, from a health and safety point of view, that we can do as much as we can to reduce it, was a great opportunity. Gary giving something back to the community, and hopefully, it gives us an added protection from that point of view.
Basically what we've been doing today is spraying an antimicrobial coating over surfaces that has been tested here in the UK to give efficacy for 60 days against the human coronavirus. I've been asked to come along and just basically to Solo because the kids that come here and the people that come here, their immune systems are a little bit low, and we want to give them a little bit of protection. This is a game changer. This is a product that kills coronavirus.
Okay, I'm cutting in now. What an absolute load of trash. Just basically an advert for this guy. As I'm rolling down every so often, I come to a blank bit on the web page. It's an ad load, and that's basically what that is, an advert. How ridiculous. Right, it comes after Pfizer announced the beginning of a phase 1 trial of an oral pill to be taken after symptoms, whatever. The company, which is conducting the trial in the US, says the drug has already shown strong potential against the 19 virus and other viruses in the laboratory experiments. The usual rubbish. Whitehall Mandarins are reportedly seeking senior figures from private industry to head the new task force with no appointments yet agreed. Apparently Whitehall Mandarins are messengers I believe. Seeking senior figures. Well, okay, we're going to look at Katy Perry, sorry. Let's go back to Miss Perry while this page loads up. Right, does this do anything? Right, what's going on? My computer's running really slow, unfortunately. But we should get there in a minute. Okay. Right, Katy Perry looked every inch of the doting new mom as she carried her baby girl Daisy, Dove, in an orange baby carrier during a sunny beach walk on Friday afternoon. Now the advert pops up. Of course, orange, whether you're aware of this or not, is the colour. Orange is a big giveaway in that case. Oh. Yeah, big thank you to Amor Aurora and Random Games for chatting in the live chat. If anyone else watching wishes to say hi, it'd be good to know you out there. We've wants to know about Intrude. So it's everyone. Right, is there anyone? Okay. Yeah, keep a baby very hidden. What does dove mean? Is it symbolic? Possibly. Right, yeah. As she strolled barefoot by the water, she shielded her newborn from any direct sunshine by placing a fluffy white hat. You never know, these people could at some point be given a real baby. I just can't see they would. I don't know, I think the whole thing's a production. When Katy Perry puts on a mask, his mask and his straw hat, and puts on the orange, actually looks brown, carrier, the whole thing's done as a production. They probably clear the area. The American Idol judge appeared very relaxed as she soaked up some quality time with her adorable 7-month-old daughter, who she welcomed in August. Meanwhile, her fiancé, actor Orlando Bloom, went shirtless to showcase his very muscular torso in a pair of black board shorts for their fun-filled outing. And now I'm guessing Random Games is suggesting the pictures of Orlando Bloom are edited in. I mean, for all we know, Katy Perry could be edited into these pictures. I remember seeing some pictures of her once on a pebble beach, and she was barefoot. I don't know if you've ever walked barefoot on a pebble beach. It is not comfortable. But she did it, no trouble. Yeah, these pictures are heavily, very strange beach. It just doesn't look. Oh, they blur the baby out. Do you think they've actually given her a real baby now? Who knows? Those hands don't look very real. Obviously not a very good picture. Yeah, Amarura, theatre for the masses, absolutely. I might see Orlando Bloom. I do think a story will one day come out. We've heard it about, I know they did a story with Brad Pitt, and I think, was it Leonardo DiCaprio? Random Game says Orlando Bloom is edited in for short. Check them out when you have time. Is it a video or is it pictures that I'm looking at here? I'm certainly interested to see them. Right, at one point he also covered his toned figure in a clinging rash guard as he rode on an electric surfboard through the waves. Here we are. Again, orange in the hat. Yeah, to be honest, that could be anyone. Yeah, and it's not like it would be impossible for them to edit a picture of anyone onto a beach scene. Like, yeah, I was saying about what I think will end up happening with Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry. One day there will come out a story where Katy Perry says she was mentally abused by Orlando Bloom, just based on what we've seen. Wow, these are some unusual pictures. Now I do understand maybe they were doing this with a zoom lens, perhaps he was really far out. Yeah, not great pictures. Orlando also reflected on the best kiss of his life, age 17, with a girl named Debbie, and the happiest period in his life just before he began filming his career, making role in Lord of the Rings. That's not a great thing for him to be saying, surely. The happiest period of his life isn't now, with his new baby and Katie. The happiest period of his life was just before he began filming his career-making role. That was a more happy period, according to this, than it was then. Very strange wording. He said, when I was about to embark on filming Lord of the Rings, prior to any kind of fame or notoriety, full of hope and dreams and excitement and the adventures ahead. The interview comes after he treated fans to a glimpse of his incredible lavish lifestyle in California with his fiancée. Yeah, I could easily believe these two people in the same room together. I don't have a problem believing that at all. There's kind of two different focuses going on. Let's see. Yeah, I can well believe that is a Photoshop or not. Random Games, thanks very much. Sending them in Twitter, or you can, yep, I'll catch them in there. Or I was going to say you can send them as a link on here. The story will be that Orlando Bloom's being mentally abusive to Katy Perry. I mean, there was that video where she's apparently all crashed out in the chair, sleeping in the car, and he suddenly wakes her up and they laugh at her and goad her into doing some dance along the side of the room. Is where she reveals the fakest bump you've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, just watch my videos. There's a whole playlist about Katy Perry. The screen star also revealed how he switches between cooking himself plant-based lunches while having a team of chefs prepare his meals, and insisted he has a ban against tracksuit bottoms at home in a bid to make an effort. Okay. Orlando, who was born in Kent, explained that he wakes up at 6:30 and monitors his readiness via sleep tracking smart ring app before checking on his baby girl, while singer KT enjoys a lion, I bet. Are we supposed... Oh, that's not the pyramid, is it? Surely. Yeah, where are these pictures meant to be taken? Oh, they were... Right. The Pirates of the Caribbean star told the outlet, "Daisy's a very happy baby. I'll kiss her and we'll spend some time connecting. I'll do eye-gazing with her and sing songs so she knows who Daddy is. My son's first word was Mama, but Daisy said Dada. It's amazing to be a father again." The thespian, who also shares son Flynn with ex-wife Miranda Kerr, enthused about feeling less anxious and more present the second time around. On him and the musician creating a routine, Orlando added, "I've had a Buddhist practice since I was 16, so that's infiltrated my whole being. I could have easily come off the rails. I feel that I can be the driver of my train." This is on, Katy Perry's Instagram account. I bet every picture on there is a production. Amma Aurora, yes, absolutely agree. It will be her. Her Me Too, yeah. I guess that's meant to be his son. Right, the TV star also revealed he tries to avoid his phone in the early hours as he doesn't want to be sucked into the black hole of social media. The father of two went on to claim he likes to earn his breakfast, so will mix brain octane oil, green and powders together before going for a hike. What awful picture quality that is. I know it's Instagram, but wow. Random games, no, I don't doubt. I mean, I've never seen Orlando Bloom in the flesh. I wouldn't know what he does or doesn't look like. But I will take your word for it. Do you know what I will say? I am going to be starting to wind down in the next next half an hour. I'll be ending the live stream, and in fact I've got a video I plan to play out on. I would of course very much like someone to join the live stream just to say hello. Easy enough way of doing it. Just click on the link that I've pinned in the live chat. That will take you to StreamYard, where you can click a link. Random games, you're going to send them. That's great. If I receive them while I'm still going, then I'll certainly look at them before I end. Do you know what? I am actually going to have to put things on mute in a minute, or thank you Random Games for sending that. Yeah, I did, as I said, I do have a video I'm going to play out on. It will be it will be, unless I come across something better to play out on, it will be my first ever live stream. So okay, Random Games, that would be great if you could. I tell you what, would you guys allow me just 30 seconds to mute my microphone? Just something I've got to very quickly do, and Random Games, it'd be great to have a chat with you if you want to call in, but like I say, just give me 30 seconds and I'll be right back. I'm just muting my mic for a second. Apologies for this. Okay, I am back. Random, I'm going to put you on the chat in just 2 minutes. I very much appreciate you joining. Right, where are we? I've just got to make sure. Oh. Random games. Just to let you know, your camera is showing. Are you happy with that?
No.
Are you? Do you want me to?
Yeah, mute the camera now.
Yeah. I tell you what. Have you got an option on yours where you on the bottom of the screen it should have hide camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. That's it. Yeah. Okay. How are you, by the way?
I'm great. How about you?
Yeah, I've not been doing too bad. Things have been, things have been going about its usual sort of path, actually. Sorry to be a bit vague.
I'm pleased to join you. Excuse me for joining a bit later. I have a problem with my tablet, so this is why I tend to not earlier.
That's all right. I massively appreciate you you calling in and saying hello.
Thank you.
Yeah, it would it would be it would be a bit embarrassing if I did not embarrassing, an open lines and no one rings in. So I really appreciate you saving me that. Okay. But it is really good to speak to you. Showed some interesting stuff lately about Miranda Kerr and Orlando and stuff.
Yes. The reason why I'm putting this out, I don't know if you know of Alexis. He was quite an important person in Hollywood, and he was murdered because he was trying to let people know that these people in Hollywood are living a double life. What they show you in the media is not what they're doing behind closed doors. And Katy Perry and that whole group of Miranda Kerr, they are doing some serious things that people need to know about. And I'm trying to put that forward because they are coming across to the world as if they're this wonderful family, whatever. And that's not the case at all. Katy Perry is heavily into witchcraft, and all the music that is created is all heavy witchcraft. And they are a serious problem to young people and society. And I want to bring that matter up because
I tell you what. Sorry to interrupt. You're cutting in and out very slightly. Are you able to?
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I can hear you now. You said, were you saying the music isn't by Katy Perry?
No, I'm saying that I don't know if Katy Perry is talented enough to write anything. I know from my experience in the music industry, I know most of the so-called artists, they have their music written by one person who writes almost all their music. And they're just singers and performers. I don't know who would write the nonsense that Katy Perry is singing. I wouldn't be interested. And I cannot imagine that person, Katy Perry, would write anything. However, it's not even about that. What it is these music that Katy Perry is putting out is heavily witchcraft. And the people need to know this. Because if you're watching this stuff, you're being harmed, you're being controlled, and it's very important that people realize what they're allowing their children to watch. Do you want to watch a situation where your kids are being harmed and controlled, or do you want your children to watch something sensible? They're projecting this life and trying to ensure that they're doing something different.
Yeah, I actually find a lot of the stuff, particularly she puts out, I don't know why, it's actually quite scary, a lot of it. As in, physically, you know, it's the images are actually almost, like a frightening undertone to them, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of the, I mean, it's not only her, I see it with a lot of other, particularly when you go on Instagram, some of the accounts on there, hers as well as many others, just have a really, just a really like, you can see it's not coming from a good place. That's how I see it.
Right, but Katy Perry's kind of the head warlock of the whole Hollywood group.
Yeah.
The head of all of them. They tried to do it with Madonna, but it didn't work out somehow. And then
Okay.
it was down to Katy Perry. I mean, there are a few of them they tried to make them the head warlock, and for some reason it didn't work out. And now the last one was handed down to Katy Perry.
Yeah.
And
No. Yep.
go on.
Oh no, I was just going to say, do you remember when she first came onto the scene? She was like not gospel, but she would sing religious music, wouldn't she?
I don't know about that with Katy Perry. The first time when I was in London and came across Katy Perry was when she came out with that track about I Kissed a Girl.
Yeah.
And that whole thing with her being from a religious background, that's also fake news. You know, we have so much evidence that Katy Perry was never part of a religion.
Sorry,
I feel that's a part of the plan to attract young people, you know, like especially Christian people or young people in religion, to say, oh look, here is a religious person and they've now sold their souls to the devil, and it's better to kind of sell your soul to seed. And I think that's the type of direction that they went down with Katy Perry. And
Yes.
it's correct. And I don't know if Katy Perry is coming from any religious background. From all the research we've done from Katy Perry, I think that's all just a put on. And I don't consider her parents to be ministers. Quite the opposite, based on what we've researched, and we know that they're companies. They just not family. So
Yeah.
I don't consider them to be Christian or religious anyway. It's not a possibility for you to claim to have God and then suddenly you jump over to the devil. It doesn't work like that.
No, exactly. And I remember, I'm sure it was you sent me the videos of her where she's on stage handing pizzas out to people.
Exactly. You see little children and bitten pizza.
Yeah, it's really unsettling, isn't it? If you see beyond, if you see past the symbolism and that's what a lot of her stuff is, symbolic, isn't it?
Right, and for me, if you are of a Christian background, a Christian family, surely you would have certain morals. Just certain things you just don't do. I was brought up in a quite spiritual home, and then my mother went into Christianity, and I come from that type of lifestyle, and it's not a possibility for you to just jump over to claiming, oh, you're from the dark side. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Just a little bit of feedback on the audio. Susan says it's a bit difficult to hear you.
Oh, excuse me. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
Right. Excuse me. Hi,
No, that's
Susan.
all right.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
I've worked in the music industry for so long, most of my life in London, and I just know for a fact that these people are faking it to the public. I had my situation where I, almost signed record deals, and I didn't because of the contracts and things that were said. And I know that a lot is controlled, and I know how it all works, and the way how they're projecting it to the people, it's like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I imagine it must be a crossroads for a lot of people. I've heard I can't remember particularly who it was, but it was a rapper of some sort, and he was saying that at some point in his career he comes to a crossroads, but I guess it's a whole series of crossroads, really, isn't it, just to get to the sort of level that they would. Well, I mean, I can only imagine. I've never been in that situation, but yeah, there must come a point where you know that what you're doing, isn't probably what you wanted to do originally.
Exactly. I do know that some of the people not everyone in Hollywood is evil. You know, let's be fair. There are good people in Hollywood, but they're very few. And the few that are in there that are good people, I know that they've tried to expose the situation, what's going on there.
Yeah.
But the majority of them are for the dark side. And I feel that these people are not put into music because they have any talent. They are put there because they are able to bring an illusion to the public.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know, because Katy Perry and all these people, they don't actually sing live. These people are miming their work.
Yeah.
Majority of the artists are not singing live to people. People think that they're in a live artist. They are really kidding themselves. No, you're not. You're actually listening to miming and playback. Because I've worked in the industry, I spent a lifetime in and out of studios, so I know how it all works.
Yeah.
She's an amazing artist. She's called Blue Contrell, and it would be interesting for you to listen to her because she talks about the music she does, what goes on behind closed doors, and how a lot of the artists that people are listening to, they're not doing any live at all. It's very rare for artists to do live. You know, live were done by the artists way back in the day, but not today. Today it's all playback and miming.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's not live at all. And most of them, if you hear them live, you're going to run away.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. So when you said you nearly signed, was that actually to be as a performer, or was it an artist, or were they clear about your role? Yeah.
No, I write music. That's like a talent. That's a gift.
Yeah.
You cannot train to write music. If someone said, oh, they went to school to train to write music, no, that's a talent you have. You know, if I train an instrument, you could learn to play an instrument, but you still need the talent to come up with the ideas.
Yeah.
And this is a talent that I have, writing music. I've been doing this since I'm a very young child, and my passion for being in, I grew up in the church, like I've explained. We were always singing, and I just was always into all the art from a child, and I started writing music, and I came to the situation, an opportunity where I was in London, and I did a piece of my work to various publishers, and they absolutely loved it, and I got a couple of publishing deals, and then I was looking for a record deal, and I was, I knew what was going on in the industry, so I had some good people that were backing me, supporting me. My publishers were very supportive to me, and I had a very good solicitor as well who knew what was going on in the industry, and they supported me on every level, not just go out and just sign any contract or insurance. When you sign a contract with a label, they also sign, there's an insurance that you have to sign as well, that a lot of people don't know about. I don't want to go into details because I don't want to take up the whole time, but you have to sign also an insurance, and that insurance can be very tricky because to them, you could be better not alive. You have to be very careful in signing contracts with labels. You really have to have a good solicitor who knows the situation and are able to say to you, okay, here is what the contract means. Because a contract is not in like a complete English like what you and I speak. They have their own language for contracts. You have to have someone who knows what they're doing. And all the contracts that I've looked at that I was offered, my solicitor was like, no, we're not signing this at all. And yeah, it's just because he knows the type of person I am and the type of image I wanted to portray to the public.
Yeah.
The advice was no, we don't sign this at all. You know, so I was quite privileged to have that support
Yeah.
system in the, and I have to say my publishers, I really appreciate them because they've been really, really, really supportive towards me because they understood what I'm about and what I wanted to project into the public.
Yeah. So that's good. So do you think anyone? Do you think there's ever been? Well, are you aware of, or do you think there's any artists maybe that were ever? You say some people, due to these insurance contracts, are worth more to the record company dead than they are alive. Do you think there's ever been a situation where that's been put to the test?
Wow, I would not block it out because I know what I saw. I know
Right.
the contracts that I saw, and I didn't even know this. I learned it from my solicitor. I was surprised when they
Yeah.
wanted me to sign this insurance deal. I couldn't believe it when my solicitor explained it to me. I was quite shocked. I didn't know that they did this type of thing.
Right.
And then I had a situation where I was in a interview with a magazine label, and they were actually telling me what they want me to say and do. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not doing it.
No, it doesn't sound like a very rewarding time, does it? Well, I mean, maybe financially, but for what you're sacrificing for those financial rewards, and I'm sure it's not worth it, is it?
If you do sign very big contracts, you can be sure there's a big sacrifice for that.
Yeah.
I mean, my publishing deal that I was offered, it was an okay publishing deal. I wouldn't say it was the biggest publishing deal, no.
Right.
But you know, it was a publishing deal that at least I was surrounded by decent people and
Yeah.
people that would care about what I'm about rather than just the money. Of course,
No.
they want to make money. Of course, I want to make money. But the most important thing is to be with a publisher or a record label who loves what you're doing, who's going to allow you to do and be the artist you would like to be. You know,
Yeah.
but these Hollywood people, I would want to be in their position. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you ever so much for sharing the information. I mean, it's were you still able to make to say work in the industry then, even after without going along with that,
Well,
or was it? Did you
I-
run through at the hills?
I had the opportunity. The publishers that I'm with, they were a small label, but they had very good artists. They had Kula Shaker. I don't know if you know Kula Shaker.
I remember him. Yeah.
Phil Collins is signed to them.
Yeah.
I met Phil Collins' manager. I was actually at the Ivor Awards. It was right next to him. I was invited actually by him because he heard my work, he loved it.
Yeah.
And I was invited there to meet him, and I was sitting in his circle. I bumped into the Spice Girls while I was there. That was a very horrible thing. I don't want to say what happened.
Were they in the men's toilets?
No, it was the female lavatory because
yeah,
I
I'm sure.
and they were in there doing on a thing.
Yeah, gotcha.
It was quite shocking to me. I actually left because I was just like so shocked. At first I thought, am I in the right place?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite an experience. So the publishing company that I was applying to, they weren't a massive company, meaning they had lots of people. They had a small amount of people, but they did quality work. They had quality artists assigned to them.
Yeah.
And, you know, through publishers, you can always meet other artists and do collaborations and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And the reason why I refused at the time to sign any record deal because after the ones I've seen that was offered to me, you know, my solicitor was very reluctant to sign it, and I was reluctant after understanding what it all meant.
Yeah.
And kind of put everything on hold because I said to myself, I have time. You know, I'm still looking quite young for my age. You haven't
Yeah.
seen me yet. You know, I'm still looking quite young for my age. And I have time, and I'm always writing and always coming up with new ideas. I love to write. And I also feel that for some reason, the right person, the right timing, you know, I will need the right company to be a part of. I don't want to just get into something just quickly, you know, just to make this money, just to have this glam life. No, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, other people will think differently from me and say, well, you know, that's stupid. But no, everybody has a choice to make and a decision to make. I'd rather be an artist that, you know, who's going to be able to do how I see my work and how I would like my work and what I want to present to people. And I you know, I don't want to be known for what other people want me to do.
Yeah.
So I would be the wrong artist to be a part of that whole Hollywood thing. It would not work out. You know. I feel I made the wrong decision, but I feel still positive that in the near future I will meet, you know, the right people where I can put my work out. I still have that hope, so I'm still going to be doing it. It's not like I'm not going to do it. You know, it will come to that point where I will put my work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you've got a DLive channel, is that right?
Yeah, I signed up to DLive because of this guy called Harry Fox. He is one of the teachers, and I followed him over on DLive. I have to try and look what my name is on DLive, and I'll send you my name so you can look in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's great if you can do live on there because with YouTube you have to be so careful. They don't want certain things being said.
No.
And you have to always be mincing words to YouTube because if you say something out of context that they don't like, they're going to shut you down.
Yeah, very true.
So, you know, to avoid all of that, it's best to go somewhere else where you can talk more. And then on DLive, then I would talk more. Then I'll really get into things, and then we can really say names and,
yeah.
and things like this, you know. But on here, you know, I'm very reluctant to express more than I want to do. I have to be careful because, you know, I'm sharing this account with my son, and I'm very cautious how
I remember you saying,
handle the situation.
Yep. Okay, I understand. Well, I appreciate you sharing. And you said you were going to send me some videos on Twitter, didn't you?
Yes, I can send you some videos. I want, because I feel personally, Orlando Bloom is being abused. I don't feel that Orlando Bloom, from knowing a bit about Orlando Bloom and having a talk with it over on Facebook, I cannot imagine that he would do certain things. Do you understand? This is someone that I feel that has good values.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if he's a Buddhist, I cannot imagine that he would be doing certain things. I think his name is being used in a lot of this. I think he's been abused by Katy Perry and her whole covenant of witches that she's a part of.
Yeah.
Or well, she's a part of. And I think Orlando is dragged into this whole realm that is just not right. And I really would like to, you know, allow people to understand how the music industry is working. It also depends on the contract he signs.
Yeah.
Obviously, for him to be every actor has to sign a contract, just like every singer, musician. You have to sign a contract. You can't just get in there like that. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And it depends on what he signed to. You know, if he signed up for them to use him in just about everything, then they're going to do that. They're going to take the liberty to do that.
Yeah.
But from, as I said, I'm communicating with Orlando Bloom, knowing about him over the years, I really find it very difficult to imagine that if he would agree to certain things, I think he's been abused in a serious way. I really do.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, perhaps when you, because he talked in the quote said about his happiest time being before he made the Pirates of the Caribbean. Perhaps that was, perhaps in order to be given a role such as that, they said to him at some point, you're gonna be part of a story, like, you're gonna be part of another story, and so, yeah, like you said, you have to, the bigger the contract, the bigger the sacrifice they have to make. So perhaps he's
Absolutely.
not got.
And just to say one other thing, I think YouTube will shut this down quite soon.
Okay.
There's a video of Tim Refat. He is a warlock himself, and they're all involved in this dark magic or whatever they get up to.
Yeah.
And he talks a lot about what's really going on.
What was the name, sorry?
Sorry, his name is Tim Refat, and I did send you the video.
Oh, that one. Yes, I'm with you. Yep.
When you get a chance, please try to watch it. They will shut it off. I know that it's too much view place, and YouTube will close it down. So it would be interesting for you to have a look at it, so you know where I'm coming from. I know that there's a particularly dark side to the music industry, and I don't want to talk about it here on D Live. Yes, I'll get down to a whole lot more.
Okay.
So I'll just say a whole lot more than what I'm saying here. But I just want to make it for the record, because here's the situation. We know who Katy Perry is, the whole background of Katy Perry, and when you have a man like Orlando Bloom being presented as a person, it demoralized his character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is compared to what I know of Orlando Bloom, and it's a real shame, because here we have this lovely person who's been dragged down, dragged into the mud, to kind of project the type of image like he approves with the type of things that Katy Perry did. And I doubt that, I really doubt, I cannot imagine he does. I really can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I will certainly check out that video at some point, and I really appreciate you calling in. All right, you'll have to catch up again on here. Okay.
Yes, and thanks for having me, and hello to everyone who's watching. I wanted to say a shout out. I don't think they're here tonight, but Adidas and a few other people had sent me, a shout out, and I didn't respond because my tablet was, broken down. The battery went low.
Okay.
So just to say thanks. I did receive all the messages. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Well, I hope you and your son and everyone in your area is all right, and I'll speak to you again. All right.
Yes, and thank you, and I hope you're very well too. We're fine, and we're hoping that this whole lockdown madness will be over soon.
Yeah, let's hope so. There's no mention of them bringing in a particular type of passport in your area, or?
Well, I don't know if you've done your research on it, but actually, if everyone knows, it's actually illegal for them at the moment to bring any kind of passport on the COVID bank or whatever to travel with. I've been doing a lot of read up on it, and it hasn't been passed by any court. It has to go to a court to be passed. It hasn't been passed by any court, so if you're informed about this, I would say please try to be a solicitor who knows what they're talking about to give you proper advice, because at the moment people are just being forced to do things by the government. I don't know if you saw on Twitter, which is quite interesting. I'm going to send it to you. There is a governor who actually banned the COVID passport. He actually sent a bill banning the COVID passport.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was quite good. So I know that there's a few governors that are coming together and doing something, and doctors and solicitors. So let's pray for the best and hope that this thing is over so we can get back to our normal lives.
Definitely. Yeah. All right. Well, you take care of Random Games. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Bobby. It's lovely to talk to you again.
I will be finishing in 10 minutes, so I'll say good night now. All right. But it's lovely to talk to you too. All right.
Okay. Cheers.
All right. Bye. Okay, that was much appreciated. Random joining the live stream, and if anyone else wants to, I've got about 10 minutes left. If if anyone wants to just say hi. Yeah, before live stream went, before Random Games left, she was saying it's actually illegal to try and bring in one of these passports, and I fully agree. But let's see how things go. Part of me thinks that the suggestion that they'll make you, that you'll need a little card or a little passport saying I've had this particular treatment, for me it just seems like another selling point, but who knows. Yes, like I said, I am going to start winding down, and I'm going to play out with an old video of mine from 150. It's actually up on 153 News, so if my computer loads. Right, you think my current live streams are sometimes a bit up and down. You may be interested to see my first ever one. This goes back to about 2017. It's about 15 minutes long. It is me looking at back when they had the London Bridge accident. That was actually 18, 19, 20, 4 years ago now. Back on the 22nd of March, this was, in 2017, the London Bridge attack. So I did a inspection of the footage where I looked at everything we saw, and I'm going to play that out. Yeah, before I do though, I'll say a big thank you to Random Games, Susan Byrne, Ulmarora, and did anyone else pop in to say hello? It was just those three, I believe. Susan, Cynthia E. Van Dyke Melcher, of course, came in and said hello. Don't know if you're still watching with us. If you are, that's great. Yeah, Random Games. Some of the audio on your call was a little bit in and out, but I heard the majority. You know, I could hear everything you were saying. It was just, yeah. Perhaps one day I'm sure we'll go over it again at some point. But yeah, thank you for the information you shared. It was it's of interest to me because yeah, I know I have my thoughts on how things work, and I'm never sure. Of course, none of us really know for sure. But yeah, it was interesting you letting us know that. Oh. Okay, yes, so as I just checking, no one. Okay, yeah, so thanks to everyone who's called in, everyone who's tuned in and taken part in the live chat, and an extra big special thank you to Random Games who made the effort and called in through StreamYard and spoke to us. Like I said, there's about another 5 minutes left. If anyone watching just wants to call in and say hello, no biggie either way. But yeah, I'd always like to know what my viewers are thinking. Yeah, Susan, I'm just, from my end, I had headphones in. I could catch most of it. I'm sorry if the audio wasn't perfect. It did. Yeah, if yeah, it was. Yeah, it was hopefully good enough to hear. I'd have to play it back, so I'm not 100% sure how well it was heard. Right, but not to worry, because I will be doing another open lines in a couple of Sundays. I'm going to be carrying on with these Sunday evening live streams, and every other week I do a call-in where I invite anyone watching. Yeah, I did want to share a video from that Dissent Media. Although my computer's now on a go slow. Okay. Okay, I'll have to maybe share that for next week. Right. Yeah, so as I said, big thanks to everyone who took part in the live chat. And extra big thanks to Random Games for calling in. If not everything was clear this week, then I'm sure I will be speaking to Random Games again at some point, I hope. And yeah, we can maybe go over it again one day. Right, I'm going to sign off then, and I'll leave you with this 17-minute video. It's called Inspecting the London Bridge 223 footage, and it was streamed live on the 24th of the 7th, 2017. This was 2 days after the actual attack happened. Many thanks to everyone, alright? I'm going to mute my microphone. Okay, well, like I say, guys, I'll be back each Sunday, and I will catch up with you again soon. Of course, some would be wishing that you a happy Easter. Now, Easter, although, yeah, apparently Easter is Easter is of course a pagan festival. It's the timing is similar to the timing of the Passover. Obviously a hugely important event for mankind, and it's not something I would ignore. I'm just not sure this is the correct day we should be celebrating it. I believe it should have been last Saturday. I'm not sure. I'm not a huge enough expert on the dates to know. All I know is that the Sabbath, which the Bible tells us we should be celebrating, occurs from sundown on Friday evening to sundown on Saturday. So I do try and make that my day of rest. I don't talk on social media, I don't do any shopping, I don't make any videos between Friday evening and Saturday evening, basically. But yeah, as for like the Passover, it's not something I'm that full on with. Random Games, you're on DLive Truth is exquisite, brilliant. I will have a look for that, and yeah, perhaps I will join up on DLive. I'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to mute myself now. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this this old video of mine going back to 2017, the first time I tried a proper live stream. Yeah, I'll put a little banner up so everyone knows that I'm replaying it. Ooh. Right, I hope you all have a great week. I will be back next Sunday, if not before. Let me just see. Just got to write this up. Sorry guys, won't be a minute. Live stream has ended. We are playing out with a replay. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Okay, good night everyone. Thanks everyone for joining. I will be back with more videos soon, and as always, share any thoughts and opinions you've got in the comments if you're watching this on catch up. As a replay, I do appreciate people who watch the live streams when they're not live. I think that's great. Yeah, I'll be back. If I don't make a video before next Sunday, I'll be back then. So see you all then. Good night, everyone. Okay, I'm back. Actually, I just realised you're not getting any audio, so let me see. How do I do this? Oh, okay, I'm back. Actually, okay, guys, I know how I've got to do it. Sorry, bear with me. Add to stream. Okay, I'll try it now. Should be me done. Let's just see how it goes. Looking at the video taken on the 22nd of March when the attack happened on London Bridge, apparently. And yeah, I've got a few issues with quite a lot of the, well, with the footage, the victims. None of them look particularly real. As I said, this was taken on the 22nd of the 3rd of this year. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it, and a lot of people have covered a lot of these things, although personally I think a lot of these people are actually mannequins. Some of them have been pointed out before, namely this one, where you see this woman actually move the dummy's hand. Take a look. And actually we can take a close-up look at that thing there. What do you reckon? Looks pretty convincing actually, with the exception of the hand. It's a kind of very grey colour, and you'll notice absolutely no blood anywhere. There is this very weird puddle. And what is this? To me it kind of looks like a face in the puddle. Very weird, perhaps it's just one of those weird anomalies you get. But anyway, that's irrelevant. Back to the footage. As we see, she appears to move his hand. Okay, now we come to the, I'm not sure, Asian contingent, you might call them. Who are just standing around on the bridge watching. I think they have a little chat with the person talking. Right, this here. Do we have a close-up? Yep. Again, actually looks kind of quite convincing. Does it like a real face, but no eyes. No eyes on this person. So, I don't know. I'm not convinced. We'll keep going. See what I mean? Does that look like a dummy? Yeah, there's a couple of things which I don't believe, I'm going to point out, which I don't believe anyone else has pointed out yet. We will see. Oh, 1 minute. Right, this thing here. Very interesting. First of all, we'll take a close up and look at the thing on the floor. Here. I don't know if you can see, but there's kind of some definition carved in to make it look like hair, I think. But otherwise it's a very grey, kind of lifeless looking thing. But something interesting happens. Take a look at what this person does with this hand. He puts it on his leg and then allows it to slip off to give it the impression that it's moving. Take a look all the way. Right, watch him. Grabs his hand, puts it on his leg for a very good reason, as you'll see in a minute, because he can give the impression that the dummy is moving when he moves his leg out of the way. Take a look. See that? He let it slide off his leg, as if to give it the impression, like the woman did earlier in the clip, that it's real. Okay, carry on. Right, again, another dummy, what I believe is a dummy. There is actually what appears to be blood here. Do we have a close-up on that one? Yeah, it's this one. Okay, again, it could be, it's very poor picture quality, so who knows. Right. Oh, we missed a bit there. I'll turn the volume up.
Excuse me.
Right, someone just says, excuse me, and you assume he's going to tell him, look, stop recording, mate, this is well inappropriate. But what he actually says to him, which they cut out of this clip, is they give him directions, tell him where to go. Something like, if you carry on down this way, but like I say, they've cut it out of the Daily Mirror's clip. But something quite significant happens now. Right, this person here, I'm not sure if we've got to see his hat, but this is a guy whose girlfriend apparently fell into the river. And you even hear a splash in a minute while he runs off. But I didn't quite work out the sequence of events here. Was she already on the other side of the bridge, clinging on, and then lost her grip at this particular moment? Or, see, I can't see how the car was involved in her falling off the bridge, but we'll take a look. Right. He now starts running off. I'll show you that in a minute. And you hear a splash. Do you hear that? Right, and another YouTuber called Avalon actually made a really good point about this guy. He's got a rip in his jeans, and these exact same jeans and trainers were worn in a later appearance, but we'll get back to that in a minute. Actually, no, we'll get to that now. Bear with. Right, this is supposed to be Romanian man whose partner is fighting for life. Westminster Bridge a week after the attack. So 1 week after the attack, this was brilliantly pointed out by this guy, Avalon, in his video. And well worth looking at. Well worth looking it up. Right, and as you can see, he's wearing. Where is he? Yeah, he's got the same jacket, trainers, and jeans, as is pointed out in this little video here.
Westminster Bridge to
see, that is exactly the same rip in those jeans as we see here. Okay, a coincidence or what? And also, by the time, although he's running perfectly well across the bridge here, by the time he makes it a week later, got a broken leg. How weird is that? Right, anyway, back to the bridge footage. Yeah, my battery's running out actually. Oh, hang on. We missed the biggie there. This woman has a bit of a weird smile on her face. Oh, she looked away. Right. So that's... Notice the camera person, quite happy to film injured people on the street, wouldn't film the woman who went overboard. Don't get that.
What's happened here?
Right, these are supposed to just be casual bystanders, but as you can see, the road has already been shut off. Traffic's at a complete standstill.
You know what happened? You know what happened?
They know.
Eh?
One car.
One car?
Yes.
Only one?
Right, now this woman on the phone gives the person we're seeing some type of direction, just here. Okay, she looks at him and directs him that way. Don't quite get that. But anyway, now, like I said, there was people have pointed out mannequins. I believe there's about 3 or 4 mannequins. This person here is the biggie for me, as far as I'm concerned. This is the one that is the most obvious. Stiff as a board. See what I mean? We do absolutely have a close-up on him. Not that one. No, wrong one. Right. See what I mean? Can you tell me that looks anything like a real human being? And for me, it's the legs, you know? And these are ripped jeans, by the way. Or his trousers have been ripped open, exposing his kind of plasticky white legs. And this hand, again, I think it's got a wristwatch on. If not, then it's the hand's become severed from the wrist, but as you see, 0 blood. Now, is that a bit odd? I'll get to the chat in a sec. Yeah, now, I'd be interested to know, can anyone tell me if that looks anything like a real human being? Because I've pointed it out to other people and they don't really notice it, or don't have too much of an opinion on it. But anyway, yeah, we'll go back to the bridge footage. And there was one they fuzzed out that we missed, but I couldn't work out why. Maybe it was earlier on. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty confident that more or less each and every one of these people... Look, this person does not move a muscle. Is he in shock or what? How many... Okay, that is the end of that footage. So, yeah, Robbo Max, 10 out of 10 to Avalon for finding that, definitely. And yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. What was the weather like that day? To be honest, thinking back, I remember, I'm trying to remember what the weather was like. I seem to think it was not a particularly wet time of year. Maybe it was. I can't actually remember. And of course there was the chairman of some Conservative party was also caught out and found that he was crossing his legs on the bridge at one point, and next time you saw him, yeah, he was absolutely screwed. Alright, well this has been my absolute first attempt at a live stream. Well, second, I did do a quick test once before. Thank you very much for Robbo Max for contributing to the chat. I think he's probably one of the few people watching this. I will make this video available, and that's with no editing on it. The wet streak along the bridge resembles the streak in the Stockholm attack. Yeah, some of these, the main ones I've really focused on have been the London and the Manchester attacks. They just seem to be the ones that that are kind of most in people's consciousness at the minute. Although you can't let these things get forgotten, I will actually try and take a look at some of the other footage. And thanks to everyone who's commented on my videos. I always welcome people with opposing opinions, anyone who thinks differently. I certainly don't begrudge them leaving a comment. Right. Yeah, I'm going to sign out before my battery runs out. I will come back with another live stream one day. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Take care all.